Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be answering the question, what is the difference between a definite article or an indefinite article? But first of all, let's remind ourselves that an article identifies if a noun is specific or general. And in English we use three articles: a, an and the. Let me illustrate with this apple. If I referred to this specific apple, I would use the apple. The apple is specific. Because it's so specific to this particular apple, we would call the a definite article. Whereas, if I referred to an apple, that's more general. It could be any apple that I'm referring to. And in fact, it's so general, an is an indefinite article. So just to clarify, a definite article is simply the word the beside the noun. It restricts the meaning of that noun to one precise thing. And therefore, it's called a definite article because it's referring to a noun in a very specific way. So for example, if I say, are you going to the cinema this weekend? The definite article the makes it clear that I'm talking about a specific cinema. We tend to use definite articles with singular, plural and even abstract nouns. If I say, hold the spanner, it's quite clear I'm talking about a specific spanner. Now, if I was asking for more than one item and I said, hand me the spanner and the nails, it's clear that I'm referring to one spanner and several nails, but these are specific items, hence why they have a definite article. And finally, if I were to ask, can you feel the love tonight? I'm talking about an abstract concept, love. But I refer to it as a definite, tangible feeling because in this specific moment, I'm referring to one specific emotion or feeling. That's why we use the definite article the. So what is an indefinite article? Well, a or an are indefinite articles. An indefinite article identifies that the noun is general and not specific. So if the word after the indefinite article begins with a consonant or a consonant sound, that's any letter other than A, E, I, O or U, you should use the indefinite article a. So for example, give me a biscuit. Right, well straight away that's an indefinite article because a biscuit could be this, or it could be that. But most importantly, you'll notice that if I say give me a biscuit, biscuit begins with a B. That's a consonant. And so I use the indefinite article a because that's the right process. However, if the word after the indefinite article begins with a vowel, that's A, E, I, O or U, or a vowel sound, you have to use the indefinite article an. If I said, she is an adventurer, because adventurer begins with an A and that is a vowel, I would have to change the indefinite article to an. Those are important rules to try and memorise. But like many rules in English grammar, there are exceptions with the indefinite articles a or an. Firstly, if a word has a silent letter, that means that the letter is not pronounced in that word. It is the first sound in the word that decides which indefinite article is used. I have two examples here, and I'd love you to consider why it is an or a that is used in each sentence. Why not hit pause if you need thinking time? So, how did you do? If somebody says, I waited an hour, hour is pronounced hour, with the O sound, which is a vowel. So an is the correct indefinite article because O is a vowel. And whilst H is the first letter of that word, it's a silent letter. If we consider the business has a unique selling point, the actual opening sound is a Y sound, which is actually a consonant, not the U, which you would consider to be a vowel. So that's why we say a unique selling point, not an unique selling point. It's worth considering the sounds of words and which letters are pronounced, not just simply what letter they are in the alphabet, to help you make sure that the indefinite articles you choose are appropriate. So why have definite or indefinite articles? What do they really show us? Well, all they do is clarify if the noun mentioned in a sentence is particular, specific, a definite article, or referring to a noun more generally, and that's why we'd use indefinite articles. So when you look at these two, why not hit pause and tell me what they both have in common? How did you get on? Both of these articles, you're correct, they concentrate on indefinite nouns. I'm afraid you don't get any marks if you just say that they both start with an A. Now why don't you show what you know with each of these 5 sentences and decide whether it needs an indefinite or a definite article. And then place the definite or indefinite article into the gap for each sentence. Why not hit pause if you need thinking time? Well, the team I support has won all their games this season. Yeah, I'm really blessed with the team I support actually, but it's a definite article because it's a specific team. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In general terms, it's an apple. It's not a specific apple. A parent always worries about their child, no matter what age their child is. Now, there's 2 reasons why this is correct. This is a general statement. It's not specific to one particular parent, but also you'll notice that parent begins with a P, which is a consonant. So that's why we use A. And likewise with number 2, it was apple, which begins with an A, and because that's a vowel, we would use the indefinite article an. Now, if I skip forward to number 4, I'm being very precise here. The chicken shop is open until 3 a.m. today. When I say that, I'm being very specific about one chicken shop because I'm not sure they're all open all night. And then finally, an examiner marks students down who misuse articles. Well, that's fair enough. But it's a general statement about examiners. And an examiner marks students down who misuse articles. Well, examiner begins with an E. That's a vowel. And so an is the indefinite article we'd use. Remember, a definite article is specific. An indefinite article is more general. And the indefinite articles can either be an or a, and a definite article is always the. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar for all things English, literary and grammatical?